I'm watching Antonioni's Blow Up, which is an interesting film, but now I'm watching it with scholarly commentary by an author who's written about the director, getting more out of it. Blow Up, a 1960s, 66 movie about a photographer who, as he's developing his photos, may have filmed a murder. But I only initially knew of this movie from this book. I was trying to watch every movie in Roger Ebert's book, The Great Movies. I think these are his best books, the Great Movies books. And he writes cogently about movies that he really liked, sometimes with insight. And I have seen most of the ones in this book now, and I own a lot of them. It's great to have a guide through the very sprawling work of cinema history. Imagine someday when there's been 1,000 years of movies, you know? that could happen, except movies are changing a lot. It might become something very different, more like video games, aligned with our thoughts, more like dreams. But one of Ebert's really good insights here is that this movie uses the language and tropes of a suspense film without really giving you any of that. It's ultimately an art film. And then I love what he says. What remains is a hypnotic conjuring act in which a character is awakened briefly from a deep sleep of bored alienation and then drifts away again. That is the arc of the film. I love that. Simply the observation that we are happy when we are doing what we do well and unhappy seeking pleasure elsewhere. And then summoning Camus and Sisyphus. I imagine Antonioni was happy while he was making this film. Camus, of course, famously ended his essay on Sisyphus. We have to imagine Sisyphus happy. So that's the first of this video's two movie-book combos. This is interesting. It's great watching movies from other times, and you just realize, whoa, what a different scene. And I love a DVD with commentary and extras and stuff like that. If I watch a movie on DVD, I spend a lot of time in it. Like, I don't love this movie, but I find it interesting. Definitely has some things to say, I think. And it's a time capsule. The hero is an anti-hero. Condemnation of observers, maybe. Discussion of the superficiality of artists at times. Everything just material to them, around them, all people, everything. But, yeah, movie book combo number one for this video. Something I'm thinking about. I'm going to continue to watch the commentary on this, which means I'm watching the whole movie again, which I didn't really like enough to watch twice in a row, but the commentary is adding depth. Next combo here. This I recently got from a free pile, and a teacher retiring and giving away all her DVDs. Put 50 of them in the teacher's lounge pile at Monsanto High School where I was working. This movie is so long and is so good. I'm like, this is one of my favorite movies now. I thought I had seen it before, but I think I had only seen the first half. There's an intermission in it. In the commentary, it's referred to as, 195 minutes. Wow, 3 hours and 15 minutes. And it feels it in parts. It's an epic. It's sweeping. It's huge. And while it's about American communists in the World War I era, you know, and their view of the Russian Revolution and everything, it's not a didactic, dogmatic, ideologic film. And I watched all the extras and commentaries in the special features. It's also just so interesting what it does. I know this is a book channel, but this is a brilliant hybrid work. Not only is it a dramatic retelling of historical things, you know, but cut throughout it are these interviews with witnesses where Warren Beatty, who wrote and directed this, tracked down with classified ads all these people that had known these main characters and interviewed them against a black background, but to avoid being super documentary, never credits them or says their names on the screen, which is good because there's a mix of famous and unfamous people in it. What's his name? Henry Miller, the writer, is one of the interviewees. This never credited on screen. But I have a beautiful book beautiful version of the book that this is kind of based on, and it's a book that figures into this. But I'm wondering, I read this like 25 years ago, but I don't remember it really being the same story as this. I think it's just like a beat in Reds. And I need to reread it. This is about the Russian Revolution. The book featured in Reds. I usually hate movie tie-ins, but hey, when they go back to the 60s, that's pretty cool. I kind of want to read this now, even though I'm on all these other reading projects like the Paperback Project. I do think I'll be reading this sometime soon, and after I read it, I will watch the movie again. My friend Ty wants to borrow this, but last time I loaned him a DVD, I found it on his house with the shiny side down on the floor. So maybe I'll just hope he forgets about that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be is good advice. Like, don't I just always give stuff away? I don't want to borrow. I don't want to lend stuff to people. Yeah, 2-disc. It's sprawling. It kind of feels like 2 movies, honestly. There's a lot in this. Really interesting. I loved the commentary too. I could have taken another hour of interviews with people involved in this. I kind of have new respect for Warren Beatty as a creator. I can tell he's high level. Copies of this book have been going in and out of my life for decades now. I think I first bought one in 2000. 10 Days That Shook the World. It's crazy. So many of the like freedoms and good things that were celebrated in America were happening because of responses to what was going on in the Soviet world. Like, would we have had the war on poverty if we hadn't had this example around the world? The New Deal have shaken out the way it did. Lenin wrote a little foreword to this book. That's crazy. What's that drawing? Is that someone's... Thanks, long ago, marginalia people. Cyrillic. But I was like, oh crap, I was supposed to write an introduction. Got 10 minutes. Yeah, highly recommended this movie. And, don't be afraid of ideologies, people. Check it all out. Alright, for me, books and movies, very interconnected. If I watch a movie, I'll often be consulting a book shortly afterward or reading a book. People say read the book first, then watch the movie, but it's interesting either way. And there are benefits. Like if you watch a movie, then you read the book, you know you got good stuff coming up, even if you hit a slow part. Of course, if you read the book first, then you can picture everything the way you want to, and have 2 separate visual experiences when you watch the movie later. Books and movies, Prismo, any thoughts? Alright, take care, folks. I think what I love is story. I've said it before, but I love story. Whether that comes at me visually or through a book, why not both? Video games can have good story. What else? Did the 60s like the red and black aesthetic? Interesting. Blow Up, I see, is inspired by a story by Cortázar, Julius Cortázar. I think I have a book by him or 2. I thought I did. But I can't find it. Someone mentioned alongside Borges sometimes. I'll look for it later. Did I purge that book when I went down from 11,000 to 3,000 or 4,000? It's possible. It's called like the Book of the Damned or something like that. Oh well. A couple of movies, a couple of books. Some thoughts. I do love those great movies books. I'd like to get all 3. I guess I must admit I've sometimes thought about Roger Ebert. If this is the best that movie criticism has to offer these days, this is pretty middling. But he is capable of brilliance at times, and I really do appreciate his insights and breadth of film knowledge. I could see that book joining the currently reading shelf sometime. Dicky. Her daughter. Squirrel could be anywhere. Oh yeah. Financial difficulties lately. The job ends, another yet to begin. Books and movies, that's where it's at. Thank y'all for being out there. Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for your comments on occasion. The likes, the views, all the above. Take care.